right, so we're still on our angles and triangles, day 2 notes here, and we're on the second page of our student handout. And our directions say to use your understanding of angle relationships and to set up and solve an equation to find the missing angle measure. So, taking a look at problem number 3 right here. This 117 degrees represents this entire angle. So this entire big angle right here is 117 degrees. And then you can see that that angle is broken down into two smaller angles, a 94-degree angle and an x-degree angle. We have to figure out what x is. So we know that if I take a look at this 94-degree angle right here, so 94 degrees, and if I add to that 94-degree angle this x-degree angle, so plus x degrees, if I add those two small angles together, altogether they create this big angle, which is equal to 117 degrees. And so then, if I want to figure out what x is, well, I know that 94 plus x is equal to 117. So I'm trying to figure out, what do I have to add to 94 to get 117? Well, I like to take that subtraction problem, or that addition problem, and turn it into a subtraction problem. So I'm going to start with 117 degrees. I'm going to take away or subtract the 94 degrees. And that tells me that there are 23 degrees left over for x. So my two angle measures are 94 degrees and 23 degrees. So 94 degrees and 23 degrees. Now, in example 4, very similar scenario. I've got this big angle that's 141 degrees, so that entire piece is 141 degrees. And then it's made up of these two smaller angles right here. Well, this angle is 2x. I'm going to go ahead and write 2x. And if I add this smaller angle, that's x. If we add those two together, they are equal to that big angle, which is 141 degrees. Now on the left side of my equation, I'm noticing I have two x's and then I have one x. Those two x's might look like this. Got two x's right here. And I'm adding to those two x's one more x. So altogether I have three x's equal to 141 degrees. And between any number or coefficient and its variable is a multiplication symbol. If it's not written in, you can assume that it's there. So I have to figure out 3 times what is going to give me 141. Well, the opposite of multiplying would be division. And so what I'm going to do is set up a division problem. I'm going to start with 141. I'm going to divide it among those three x's. And that tells me that each angle is 47, or each value of x is 47 degrees. So x is 47. So now to talk about my angle measures, if I take a look at this small angle right here, that small angle is just x. We discovered that x is 47, so that angle is 47 degrees. But if you take a look at this angle right here, that's not just x, that's 2x. So what I have to do is take 47 and times it by 2, because I've got two of them, technically, because that angle is 2x. So I'm going to do 47 times 2, and that angle is actually 94 degrees. All right, and then last but not least, example 5. Looking at this angle, I want you to think about, you've got this angle 3x and this angle 20. What type of angles are those? Adjacent or vertical? Give me a thumbs up if you think those are vertical angles, and a thumbs down if you think they're adjacent or next to each other. Good, those are vertical angles. And we know that vertical angles are congruent, or vertical angles are equal to each other. So since these are vertical angles, they're the exact same size. They are equal to one another. So I'm going to take this 3x here, and I'm going to set it equal to that 20, because these are vertical angles. Vertical angles are equal to each other. They are congruent to one another. So I'm going to set 3x equal to 20. Between that 3 and the x is multiplication. So if I were to divide 20 by 3, I get about 6 6/10 repeating. I'm going to put that repeating bar over the 6 is equal to x. So x is 6 and 6 tenths repeating.